If you are feeling frustration, it means you're not in the receiving mode of something you want. If you're feeling anger, it means you're not in the receiving mode of something you want. So you ask yourself, well, how have I been feeling lately? What's my mood? What's my attitude? What's my letting it in? Sometimes you notice that relative to different subjects, you feel different ways. If we were standing in your physical shoes, if there was any subject that was upsetting to us, we would do our very best not to focus upon it. If there was any subject that thrilled us, we would do our very best to give it a larger proportion of our attention. Because this time-space reality is this perfectly balanced place that is large enough to accommodate every desire that every one of you could ever hold. So the world doesn't need to be changed in order for you to live a joyful life experience. You just have to set your tuner to joyful experience. As humans, you say, well, I have a hard time only focusing upon what I want. And we say, you don't have to only focus upon what you want. You can give your attention all over the place. But it is our clear recommendation that if you find yourself giving your attention to something that begins to produce uneasiness or any range of negative emotion within you, use that guidance in the same way you would use the guidance in your fingertips. As you find yourself laying on a hot stove, you wouldn't say, I don't think I should have to take my fingers from this stove. I think I should be able to put my hands on any hot object that I choose. And we say, we think so too. We think you have the full, absolute right to lay your hands on any hot stove you choose. The question is, where is your threshold for pain? The more sensitive your hands are, and the more unwilling to endure pain, the longer your hands will last. The more sensitive you are emotionally, and the more unwilling you are to endure discomfort, then the more joyful you will be. The longer you will be in the receiving mode, the more exalted your physical life experience will be. So then you say, but I've been trained to be objective. And we say, you were sort of born with that feeling. You were born with this curiosity. You were born with this desire to peruse. It's all part of the sorting and sifting process. And you know, you can do quite a bit of perusing, quite a bit of contemplating, quite a bit of probing before you begin to feel strong emotion about things. But when you begin to develop something as strong as something that you would call fear or anger or blame, then it's time to stop and say, wait, I may be holding myself consistently or powerfully apart from what I really want. At the outset here today, we want to remind you of something really important, and we think sometimes you've forgotten this. You certainly knew it when you came forth into your physical body. But as time goes by, it becomes less and less dominant in your thinking process. You are extensions of source energy. And this source energy of which you are a part is this pure, high, fast, delicious, loving vibration of well-being. It is the stuff, it is the energy of well-being, and it is the only stream that flows. When you, by virtue of what you are choosing to think about,